Its nest must be nearby.
Hello everyone. We are kicking off this episode by trying to find a place to camp that's either inside or underground. The reason for that being that during my last playthrough I found out when you take someone's life in camp, their blood remains there for the entire time that you're in that camp.
That stench. Dead owlbear prey, no doubt.
So yeah, I don't want to be in the main camp right now because that just doesn't look good. And you might be asking yourself, why does that matter? To which I say, what's this up here?
You feel the quake of its heavy footsteps before you see it. An owlbear, its beaked face looming out of the darkness.
Okay, clearly this cave is occupied, so we're just gonna back out slowly.
The owlbear stares, but doesn't move to attack. The way out seems clear.
Well, what better place to camp than a cave that's protected by an owlbear? Right? That's smart rationale. We'll just leave her to her side and head over here to ours.
Look there, shrine.
Feel that? Magic. A spell sealed that chest tight.
What's that?
Just an old prayer.
Alright, maybe Will know what it is.
The hero at heart. Looks like an old prayer.
Lae'zel, maybe?
Some poem or prayer. Meaningless.
Going great. Come on, Gale.
An ancient prayer. Wonder if Selûne was listening.
Cool. Alright, we'll just go to camp. And our first stop will be to talk to Astarion, since we had that strange encounter in the swamp.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I met a monster hunter in the swamp. He was looking for you.
What? Who? What happened?
He was a Gur named Gandral.
A Gur? What are those vagabonds? Why would they... Cazador. Of course he'd send a Gur to hunt me down.
And who is Cazador, exactly?
Ah, yes. You don't know. Cazador is a slaver in Baldur's Gate. He captured me a long time ago. Insisted I call him Master. I only escaped when the Mind Flayers snatched me away from him. I shouldn't be surprised Cazador was hunting me. He always was quite, obsessive.
Well, you'll never believe this, but the hunter said you were a vampire spawn.
Well, of course he did. I'm hunting a poor innocent for money. Isn't exactly going to win sympathy, is it? No. I'm here to save you from a monstrous vampire. That's much more convincing.
Why would he do that? What's so special about the Gur people?
It's nothing. They're not special. They're just easy to buy and morally vacuous. Perfect lackeys. But why send anyone after me? I'm hardly a threat out here.
He wanted to capture you and bring you back to Baldur's Gate.
Maybe he wants to make an example of me, to show what happens to runaways. Or maybe he thinks death is too good for me.
Well, you're safe with me.
We just have to be vigilant, keep our wits about us, and kill any monster hunters on sight. We can probably make an exception for Will. Probably.
You know, this is making me realize that I don't know much about you. Tell me about yourself.
Oh, what's to tell? I'm a magistrate back in the city. It's all rather tedious.
Oh. Well, that doesn't really add up, but we'll worry about that later. For now, we'll regroup and head back out.
I saw you training those children. You're so gentle. That's not how I was taught.
Cruel words strengthen neither heads nor hearts, Shadow.
I wouldn't quite say that. I learned a lesson, after all.
And came to resent your tutor, I bet. I taught them to fight, not to hate.
Aw, we'll reach out to pet him. Kneel, you mean no harm.
The dog lowers his hackles, his head tilted inquisitively. Convinced that you're harmless, he turns his attention back to the corpse.
Let's try to pet him again.
The dog whimpers nervously, as if to urge you on.
And motion him to follow.
The dog looks at his owner with sad eyes. He does not move.
And of course, Glory will hold out her hand so he can follow her scent to camp.
The dog sniffs your hand, his tail swung low in understanding. He knows how to find you.
So, Will, what was the Blade of Frontier's toughest kill?
Ah, it was a great scrap. A hungry minotaur with a hankering for human flesh. An axe-bearing mountain of fur she was. Gave me a nasty scar.
Oh, Gale.
I hope you don't mind if I don't ask to see it.
You'll have to speak slowly. I'm finding it quite difficult to concentrate with my condition gnawing at my insides like a teething displacer kitten.
Oh, I have a magical artifact you'd be interested in.
That is most gratifying to hear. May I? Thank you. That hit the spot. I can feel it work. The magic, it's like a lullaby that sings to sleep the demon inside. A metaphorical demon, I haste to point out, but no less dangerous. And no less bound to wake up again to continue its ravages. Such is the nature of all monsters.
Perhaps now you'll tell me what all this is in aid of?
Grateful as I am, the course of our camaraderie is much better served by not taking that particular detour. Not just yet. Sincerely, though. I understand I ask a lot from you with few answers in return. But in time, all will be told.
Gale slurped that thing up like a horse with a carrot. I hope he got what he needed from it.
Interesting description.
So, Will with a Y. Why?
Why? That's right.
But why?
Why? A great uncle's name, my father said. But I just figured he couldn't spell.
The beautiful broken heap smells oddly enticing. You find you can't resist inhaling her offals. You hear what comes next before you see it. The sharp snapping of bones, and a yelp of pain as her body starts to twist and undulate. The realization hits you. That stench wasn't the dead. You can sense that the hyena's very flesh is desecrated. Her darling pups will not be of her own species. Gnolls bring forth their iniquitous litter from many corpsed wombs, including hyenas.
We'll do the paladin charisma roll. Bless the hyena trying to purge her body of evil.
Slowly, her broken body starts to calm, to stop its wild contortions. She lies still. Whatever horrific creature was growing inside the hyena dies along with her.
Never seen that before.
Gnolls, and I doubt we've seen the last of them.
Best to move before the blood draws more of them.
That symbol in the blood. What does it mean? Still breathing, despite everything. Time for some bloody work.
Dang it.
Hear that? Someone's fighting the gnolls. We should help.
Don't be a fool, lad. Shut your mouth and keep your head down. Leave the heroics to them that don't value their own skin.
Coward. Well, I guess we'll just take care of the gnolls then.
By the gods, you're a sweet sight. Are any of my crew still alive out there?
No. It's a grim sight.
This whole journey's been one grim sight after another. Gnolls, goblins, drow.
Risen Road's more dangerous than ever. You're the first friendly face we've seen since Eltergard.
Eltergard's a long way from here. Where are you heading?
We're bound for Baldur's Gate. Got some cargo to deliver. But we've a stop to make along the way.
Maybe I should come. See you don't get waylaid again.
Thanks, but that won't be necessary. We'll find help at Joaquin's Rest. Listen, you look like you know how to handle yourself. You should meet my associates. We've got our own drinking spot by the tavern. Invitation only. Tell the fellow on the door. Little Serpent, Long Shadow. He'll take good care of you.
What's in the chest? Your cargo?
Aye, the whole reason we're in this mess. Trinkets for some rich tosser in Baldur's Gate. He gets his shiny baubles. We get a handful of taranths.
Taranths are the currency of the Zentarim, a network of merchants and mercenaries with few scruples.
You're Zend. I'd wager more than just your crew have died over these baubles.
You know who we are. Very clever. And you probably also know it's not smart to interfere with Zent business. This is the point when a clever lass like you accepts my gratitude and walks away.
You serve your oath to the Zent impressively, but I'm afraid I'll be taking that illegal cargo. Now.
Fine. No need for more violence. I'll tell my associates everything was lost in the ambush. The chest's all yours. Damn thing's sealed tighter than a duke's purse strings. So there's no point in trying to open it. And no hard feelings, you hear? I'd have done the same if I were you. Business at the end of a blade is still business.
Have a look. Freshened up and ready to fight.
I have a feeling this is not going to go great.
What's that? Don't give me trouble now.
Maybe just one more time. Okay, maybe Will can do it.
Sharp as ever. No trouble at all.
Look at him. Oh, and we leveled up. Now would probably be a good time to add in that Cleric multiclass. I'll probably just do one level, just for the story and the dialogue. And I was gonna add the light cantrip, but actually will probably end up going light domain, since it just fits the Lathander thing. War is arguably the best, but we'll save that when we do just a pure cleric run, and we'll go light. Where is Lathander? Okay, the Morning Lord is the god of the dawn and spring, of birth and beginnings. He's invoked to christen new ventures, new life. His followers embrace growth and renewal and despise the undead. Let's try to keep that description in mind. And now we'll take the contents of this chest out here to investigate.
Decorated with a grinning face, this cold iron flask is sealed with a brass stopper. Disguised among the decorative elements, you notice a familiar arcane engraving. This is a powerful magical item, capable of trapping and holding a creature. The sealed stopper suggests it is inhabited. The flask is cold and heavy in your hand.
If it's inhabited with a monster, then we should open it and take care of business.
The flask shudders in your hand, then magical energy emanates from its neck as a creature emerges.
And it's a spectator. Fun.
Need to act fast. Not now. On I go.
Making my move.
not too bad for a day's work. I think we've earned a rest back in camp. Oh, Withers is here. I still haven't decided what I think Glory would do with him.
Fate spins along as it should. Dost thou require a new ally? Or mayhaps a resurrection instead?
Not to be rude, but what are you?
There are many answers to that question. None are important.
Let's use our newfound cleric abilities and focus on the divine energy you feel from his presence.
He has a divine aspect, yes. A reflection of death itself. Eternal and inescapable.
All that power. Are you a god's chosen?
I shall answer no further questions in that regard.
Well, what am I supposed to do with that? I guess I need to do this.
Dost thou mind? Ah, yes. Well struck. Thy accuracy would be lauded, had it a purpose.
Okay, I see how this is gonna go.
Hast thou considered this is a waste of mortal energy? Hast thou seen the futility of thy actions?
Sorry, I guess I was a bit quick on the draw there. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
An apology to one such as myself is but empty air. Dost thou need my services?
No, that'll be all. Awkward.
Speak.
So I've been wondering, you must know a lot about mind flayers.
I understand much beyond your comprehension. More to the point, I know the cure for our condition. It is imperative we locate a creche. You do well to observe more and question less.
Do you know what happens if we don't find a cure?
Yes, in great detail. It starts with a fever and memory loss. Then you start to hallucinate. Your hair falls out, and you bleed from every orifice. Your bones will change form. Your jaw will split to allow room for 4 great tentacles. All skin will turn to gore and be shed to reveal new flesh underneath. Then you have ceased to exist, and a mind flayer is born.
That sounds awful. How are you so calm?
Because I do not intend to let this happen. Not to me, and if you stick with me, not to you. We must find my kind and be rid of the parasite. It's as simple as that. The first symptoms should have long since started, though. That is what puzzles me.
You're worried we haven't changed. This is good news.
Yes, if you give it no further thought. But anomalies lead to surprises. Bad surprises. Besides, what hasn't happened may yet come to pass.
Something the matter?
Just checking in. I thought we could get to know each other a little more.
Must we? No harm in a little mystery, don't you think?
We have to rely on each other. Easier if we knew each other as well.
Easier's often less interesting. Besides, we've plenty of reason to rely on each other already. You can't confide in just anyone about a monster in your head.
You're deflecting. Are you hiding something from me?
Say for a moment that I was. Do you think your blunt approach would get me to confess?
I suppose not. We can let the matter rest for now, if you'd rather.
Good. I like you, and you did save my life. I wouldn't want to sour things between us. Not while we need each other.
Nobody really wants to open up yet. Let's see how Astarian's feeling.
I hope you're not here to ask about Cazador.
You said he kept you as a slave. Don't you think we should talk about that?
No, I don't. The past is dead, so I exhume it when we have a nice, bright future ahead of us. Assuming we don't turn into mind flayers, of course. That might put a bit of a damper on things. The point is, I'm looking forward, focusing on what's important for our future.
The past is important. I need to know what made you who you are.
Spite made me who I am. Now, let sleeping dogs lie, lest you get bitten.
Okay, so not ready to talk about it. Fair enough. Guess it's time to go to sleep.
You don't sleep well, flitting between dreams and nightmares. Maybe you wake up because you know something is wrong. Or maybe you just get lucky.
Shit. No, it's not what it looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
Okay, so I've tried to give a bunch of hints as to what's about to happen. And hey, I just did a whole run where my other character romanced him, so if you want to see more Astarian, you can always check that out. But yeah, he's an undead who just tried to non-consensually bite a paladin and Cleric of Lathander, so this is the character-driven choice.
Elegant bearing, saucy voice. I should have seen it. The signs were all there.
He wasn't the worst company, bloodlust aside. Part of me will miss him.
Need I remind you that he tried to open one of our necks like a Therian Red?
Easy. The danger's past. Let's just be more careful about which strays we bring home. All right?
It was a mistake, and not one will repeat.
No, we won't. From now on, we'll only make new, interesting mistakes.
If I ever meet Neil, I just won't mention this to him.